Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, the number 147. Got an upper body workout here. Calisthenics, outdoor park plus sun is just a fantastic recipe for a really great day. There's nothing quite like working out in the sun. I feel like I hark on about this too much, but you really do have to make the most of it in the summer. It's just absolutely glorious to work out outside. Get a good pump on, work hard, do something you love, and also fantastic weather. It's always good to make the most of it. Makes me really grateful for when the weather's like this. So, all the while the weather's like this, I'm going to be training outside as much as possible. Get that vitamin D benefit and also get the mental health benefits from training outside as well. This workout went really well. All the way over to this workout, when I was walking here, I probably walked... I'd say to get to this workout park from my house is about 2 miles. So I walked 2 miles, and all the while there, I was like just saying to myself what I wanted to accomplish in the workout. So I was just thinking about doing the muscle ups. I was just focusing on what I wanted to get was just at least 3 sets of 3 or 4 reps, but working on L-sits because I knew these bars were low. When the bar is low, you can sort of point your toes, but you really have to sort of curve yourself underneath the bar like I did in this set here. So I really wanted to get a couple of L-sit muscle ups in, or maybe like a slight kip in the L-sit. But what I noticed when I came over here, there was these 2 guys. One of them was absolutely jacked, and he obviously trained calisthenics as well, and he had a bag of chalk with him. So he let me use some of his chalk in order to get a better grip on the bar. And you'll notice, and not this set, but the next one, they noticed me doing the muscle ups, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to use some chalk? It might help you get better grip." So I did that, and then I also implemented a much stronger, more powerful false grip. So like the back of my hand was literally on top of the bar, and I had that sort of maximally flexed position in the wrist. Here I'm going to get the chalk now. What I noticed in this next set is that this false grip muscle up just felt so much stronger. That transition phase felt like I had so much more control over it. It feels like I'm not like throwing myself over the bar. I'm just sort of like pulling myself up, like I've got more range of motion when I'm pulling with my upper body. And then once I get my chest over, it's game over. I'm just dipping, it's easy. But yeah, when you false grip, I think it makes muscle ups like a completely different, it's like a complete game changer. I even got a couple of I got an L-sit one there as well, which was quite nice. I really slowed it down. And then I moved on to doing some front lever practice. This angle looks very aesthetic with the light and the shadow. And you may have seen also in the muscle ups, it just hit the light. I didn't plan this at all. I usually just set the camera up wherever, but very, very aesthetic lighting when the light's coming at you across this angle. You can really see the sort of definition of my body, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so straddle front levers. I was practicing full front lever negatives. When I couldn't do those anymore, I always regress it down to straddle front lever. I can actually do raises quite easily with very wide legs on straddle front lever. I reckon conservatively I could probably do a set of 5 with okay form. I'm still unsure about what position my torso has to be in when I front lever. I was of the opinion that, especially my lower back, I'm trying to extend it as much as I can before. But now I realize that I'm actually trying to let my thoracic spine not round excessively, but I'm trying to sort of get a little bit of rounding through, I guess it is rounding through the thoracic spine, and then I'm trying to just basically point my legs as much as I possibly can off of that by pulling myself and holding myself in that position with the lats, and as I lower myself eccentrically. So I'm not sure how effective eccentrics are for training the front lever, but I think when you can't do a full front lever or even a full straddle front lever for that long, I think my max is about 15 seconds. That is a good way to progress it and improve it over time. So yeah, I lost my train of thought here, but front levers went okay. I think I ended up doing about 3 sets of 3 on the negatives, going as slow as I can. And then I tried using this bar for handstand practice. It's nice to lean into the wall, but I noticed that this wasn't tall enough for my feet. So sort of walked myself in and then realized, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to hold this position and be comfortable. So tried to push myself off it. I got like a couple second hold, like when my ankles came completely free, but I'm arching my back. I'm not holding a good whole body position there. So then I had the idea of using this dip bar to support me from the sides, and I could sort of do a straddle front lever hold, a straddle handstand hold. And sort of I'd bring my legs in when I felt like I had the balance. Seemed like a bit more of an effective way to hold it, because then I'm not having to lean on anything per se. I'm using my legs to sort of wedge myself in there until I feel like I've got the stability, then I can put my legs in again and point them towards the sky when I've got the balance. It sort of works somewhat okay. I feel like I'd have to practice this to continue doing it a bit more. Then I tried a couple of freestanding handstands. These didn't go too great. I feel like I'm able to hold them somewhat, can walk a little bit with it, but I need to work on the balance really. I need to get this down and nailed first before I can start doing it on the ground. But this was okay. I'm trying my best not to arch my back, but getting there. It's improving. And I'm also focusing on shrugging my shoulders up towards my ears to take the stress off my collarbones and really to put it just through my shoulders. So all that weight's going into the ball and socket joint of my shoulder, pushing the ball further into the socket rather than resting on my clavicles. And then this isn't really an upper body day, strictly. So I decided I'd get some backflips in. I just really love flipping outside in the sun on the grass. It's great fun. So I got a few backflips in, and all the way over here when I was walking this workout, I was like, why don't I see if I can get that single leg backflip? I tried a few years back, or I think it was a year and a half ago or something. Tried it in my nan's garden, and I saw these guys basically saw me doing this. They came back with coffees and they were like just egging me on, like, yeah, you can do it. You can do a single leg backflip. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll try it. So I tried this one. Didn't quite land it, but like that made me overcome the fear of like stacking it when I did it. That one was probably the best one I did all day. That was good. This one fell over a little bit, but still landing it a little bit more effectively. And then this one was okay as well. Had to counterbalance myself. Well, maybe it was this one that was a good one. That was probably the best one of the day. And then tried a few more, and a little bit effective. But the fact that I'm able to land that sort of somewhat on my feet made me very happy. When you achieve something new in a workout, it just gives you a good mood for the rest of the day. The rest of this day, I just felt absolutely fantastic. Also, probably because I'm working outside in the sun as well and doing all this stuff. Just loads of good memories and loads of good feelings and vibes from doing these sorts of workouts. Then I wanted to focus on a little bit of mid-back training. I've really been neglecting rows in my training. And I was trying to find at this park a good way to implement rows, like a horizontal pulling movement into the workout. And when I tried to do that sort of like half front lever sort of row towards the bar, I don't know what the exercise is actually called. I found like it was good, but I couldn't really feel it in my upper back. And then I tried the tuck. Again, I couldn't get the same range of motion because my knees were in the way. And that fatigued me enough to then go and do this afterwards, which is kind of like, I guess you can call it inverted row, but the pull-up bar is very high. So I'm really sort of trying to activate the muscles with my mind as much as I can, as opposed to using the force of gravity to add the force and the stimulus to the muscles. But then I found this other sort of contraption over in the corner of the park, and I ended up doing some inverted rows on this. Again, I still felt this more like in my rear delts and more in my biceps than I did anything in the mid-back. I didn't really feel this in my traps at all. Didn't really feel it in my lats or anything, even though the grip was quite wide. I think it's the neutral grip and the position of the humerus in relation to the torso is where you feel it in the back and where you get the most activation of different areas of the upper and mid back. Yeah, I think I'm going to start implementing more horizontal pulling because I don't really have much of that in my training right now. I was of the opinion before that just doing front lever would give me that sort of horizontal pulling stimulus, but it's not dynamic, it's just a static hold. So, and it's not really a horizontal pull, a front lever. It's kind of more of like the opposite of a pull-up. You're getting that sort of full range of motion, levering motion with the legs, which does use the lats, but it doesn't really train the upper and mid-back. But anyway, I digress, and I finished up with some tricep extensions on this contraption again, and that is pretty much it for the workout today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.